It was just another ordinary day on Earth, until the world received a chilling message. A crackling transmission coming from the depths of space filled the airwaves of Earth's military and government leaders. The message was simple but terrifying. We are the HFY, conquerors of 1,000 worlds. Prepare for your extinction. Your planet will fall within 48 hours. The HFY Empire, a ruthless alien race known for their relentless conquests across galaxies, had their sights set on Earth. The message was direct, and it sent shockwaves through Earth's leaders. While they knew little about these aliens, one thing was clear: they were powerful and they were coming. But despite the weight of the warning, many on Earth remained skeptical. Military officials and politicians dismissed the threat, saying it was probably an empty boast or a test from some other alien faction. We've faced threats before. This is no different, they said. Humans, after all, were resilient. They had built empires, explored the stars, and survived the worst of nature. A few aliens? Surely they could handle it. The alien fleet had not yet arrived, but the Earth was on high alert. Suspicion and anxiety filled the air. People whispered about the transmission, but most went about their day, not truly believing the threat. But that would change in a heartbeat. Then it happened. Without warning, the first wave of alien ships emerged from the vastness of space. Cloaked and invisible, they appeared out of nowhere, their sleek, terrifying forms appearing in Earth's orbit. The skies, once peaceful, became filled with dark, monstrous shapes. The calm of humanity's world shattered in an instant. Panic spread like wildfire across every nation as governments scrambled to react. The HFY fleet was massive. Dozens of colossal warships, each capable of laying waste to entire cities, descended upon Earth. But these ships weren't like any human technology. They could cloak themselves in the blink of an eye, disappearing and reappearing with terrifying speed. Satellites and radar systems could no longer track them. Earth's best military commanders, who had assumed they were prepared for anything, found themselves helpless. These alien ships were beyond anything they could understand or fight. The world's leaders struggled to make sense of the sudden, terrifying development. Military forces began to mobilize, but even the most advanced weapons on Earth felt primitive compared to the HFY's unearthly technology. And while Earth's armies prepared for battle, they had no idea what they were truly up against. On the ground, soldiers, ordinary men and women, were called to duty. Among them was Captain Jacob Cross, a seasoned fighter, but nothing could have prepared him for this. His squad wasn't made up of trained soldiers or battle-hardened warriors. They were farmers, engineers, students, and teachers. They were everyday people who had never fired a shot in anger, now thrust into the chaos of an intergalactic war. Their lives, once filled with normal struggles and simple joys, were now in the hands of fate. And as the first wave of HFY drones began to attack, the soldiers realized just how unprepared they truly were. Jacob's team gathered at a military base, their faces pale with fear and uncertainty. The sounds of distant explosions could be heard, and the sky above was growing darker by the minute. They were about to face an enemy they couldn't even see, let alone understand. They had no idea how to fight cloaked ships or robotic warriors with weapons far beyond anything they had ever seen. But they had no choice. They would either fight or die. As the team prepared their weapons, a deafening explosion shook the ground. A huge fireball erupted in the distance. Earth's capital city was hit. The shockwave rattled buildings and knocked people to the ground. The capital's iconic landmarks crumbled into dust, and with it, the illusion that Earth could somehow avoid this war. The blast was a warning, a message from the invaders. Earth was nothing more than a target now. The countdown to humanity's potential destruction had begun. Back at the military command center, chaos erupted. The attack had come faster than anyone could have predicted, and Earth's defenses were already failing. The leaders, once confident, now found themselves scrambling. Satellite images showed entire cities being wiped off the map. Ground forces struggled to hold back the enemy, but the HFY's advanced drones, equipped with deadly weapons, were pushing through every line of defense. Jacob's team, far from the center of the action, was preparing for their first mission. They had no idea how they would survive, but they had to try. The soldiers may not have been battle-hardened, but the fire in their hearts was stronger than any alien weapon. The weight of the situation was clear. If they didn't act fast, their world would be gone. Humanity's fate was now in the hands of people who had never expected to fight a war, ordinary humans, facing an enemy that seemed impossible to defeat. As the skies darkened and the first alien ships dropped from their cloaks to attack, one thing was certain. The battle for Earth had only just begun. The air was thick with the scent of burning cities. The HFY had launched their full-scale assault on Earth. AI-controlled drones swarmed the skies, raining down destruction on major cities. Massive robots, powered by advanced alien tech, crushed everything in their path, while laser beams streaked through the night sky, disintegrating buildings and turning entire blocks into molten rubble. It seemed as if humanity had no chance. Earth's military forces, although determined, were no match for the overwhelming firepower of the alien invaders. However, what the HFY did not anticipate was the incredible resilience and ingenuity of humankind. While the alien weapons were sleek and advanced, the humans had something the invaders could not predict: an unyielding will to survive. The battle for Earth now shifted from conventional warfare to a fight for survival. The protagonist, Captain Jacob Cross, was a reluctant soldier, having spent most of his life as a civilian. But now he was thrust into the heart of the chaos. Leading his squad into a war zone, Jacob knew this was no ordinary battle. Alien drones filled the sky, launching laser fire and seeking targets from all directions. Their power was unmatched, and the human soldiers were outgunned. But Jacob wasn't about to give up. "Stay sharp, everyone!" he yelled over the roar of incoming fire. His squad took cover behind rubble, using the ruined cityscape to their advantage. Their weapons were outdated, rifles that barely compared to the alien drones' energy weapons, but they had something more important: determination. As the drones neared, Jacob's team quickly adapted to the situation. With guerrilla tactics, they struck from unexpected angles, taking out a few drones at a time. They had no cloaking technology of their own, but they managed to use what they had. Rigged EMP devices, built from salvaged alien tech, were set up to disable the drones temporarily. Then, with makeshift cloaking devices created from scavenged alien materials, the humans became invisible to the drones. It was a desperate but brilliant plan. As the cloaking devices flickered to life, Jacob's squad disappeared into the shadows. The drones hovered overhead, unaware of the human presence just beneath them. The EMPs went off, disabling the machine's guidance systems. In the confusion, the humans ambushed, picking off the drones one by one. The alien forces, which had once been so confident, now saw their superior technology turned against them. The humans were outnumbered, outgunned, and surrounded, but their resourcefulness gave them an edge the HFY never expected. The battlefield became a chaotic blend of laser fire explosions and human ingenuity. In the middle of the urban wasteland, as explosions rocked the ground and the night sky lit up with laser beams, Jacob stood tall, leading his squad with unwavering determination. This was their moment. The humans had taken their first step in proving that no matter how advanced the enemy was, they would never be defeated by brute force alone. As the battle raged on, the humans showed that their true strength lay not just in technology or firepower, but in their ability to adapt, to survive, and to fight back with everything they had. The unexpected appearance of human ingenuity and unbreakable will had begun to turn the tide, and the HFY could no longer underestimate the strength of Earth's people. The fight for Earth was far from over, but the aliens had learned one crucial lesson: humans would not go down without a fight, and they had just awakened an unseen power within themselves. The alien forces had unleashed their most terrifying weapon yet, a colossal AI-controlled warship. Its size dwarfed anything humanity had ever seen, and it had the firepower to level entire cities in mere minutes. As it descended upon Earth, bringing doom with it, the human forces seemed hopelessly outmatched. The warship hovered over the burning cities, unleashing waves of destruction with its powerful weapons. But humanity was not going to give up so easily. In the midst of chaos, Captain Jacob Cross and his squad received a mission that seemed nearly impossible: infiltrate the warship and disable its AI. This AI was no ordinary system. It controlled not only the warship, but also the entire alien invasion force, making it the key to their survival. As Jacob's team made their way toward the warship, their nerves were on edge. They knew the risks, But they also knew that if they succeeded, they could cripple the alien army. The mission was dangerous, and every moment brought them closer to the unknown. The sounds of war, explosions, laser fire, and screams echoed in their ears as they pushed forward. However, the mission took a devastating turn. Bonner, a close companion and a vital part of the squad, made the ultimate sacrifice. In a moment of sheer bravery, Bonner ran towards an enemy-controlled terminal, setting off a chain reaction that would take down a crucial part of the warship's AI system. The explosion that followed was massive, and Bonner did not survive. His death hit the team hard. Bonner was not just a fellow soldier, he was a friend, someone they had trusted with their lives. Jacob felt the weight of the loss deeply. Grief surged through him, but it was quickly replaced by a burning desire for revenge. Bonner's sacrifice could not be in vain. His death had ignited something in Jacob and his team, a fierce determination to destroy the alien invaders once and for all. As the squad mourned their fallen comrade, Jacob made a shocking discovery. The alien AI wasn't just controlling the warship, it was the mastermind behind the entire invasion. It was the brain that directed every alien move, every strike, every attack. Without it, the alien forces would crumble. This revelation gave Jacob hope. They now had a new mission: kill the AI, and they could win this war. With the team's morale revived, they mounted a daring counteroffensive. Using stolen alien tech, Jacob's squad launched a high-speed covert operation. They moved under the cover of darkness, determined to reach the AI's central processing unit before the aliens could regroup. Their mission was clear: destroy the AI, and the tide of war would shift in their favor. Explosions rocked the ground as the humans infiltrated the warship. They fought their way through enemy lines, dodging fire from alien drones and robots. Each step forward felt like a battle for survival. But Jacob and his team were driven by one goal: to avenge Bonner and bring an end to the alien threat. As they neared the heart of the warship, the team's resolve was unshakable. This mission would determine the fate of Earth. The humans, outmatched and outnumbered, were about to show the aliens that they had underestimated the strength of humanity's will to fight. The resistance was rising, and with it, the hope that they could turn the tide of the war. As the war raged on, the alien empire unleashed its full fury in a desperate bid to crush humanity. Their entire fleet, massive and powerful, descended upon Earth for a final assault. The skies darkened as the alien ships appeared, blocking out the sun and casting a shadow of doom over the planet. The fate of Earth now rested in the hands of the humans, who had fought with everything they had, but this final battle would test them like never before. But the humans were no longer the underdogs. Over the course of the war, they had adapted, scavenged, and fought their way to a position of strength. With the help of salvaged alien technology and new tactics, Earth's military had created cloaked warships, EMP weapons, and robotic drones of their own. The tables had turned. The humans were ready. A massive space battle erupted above Earth, an epic clash between the two fleets. The alien ships, towering and armed with advanced weaponry, attacked with relentless force, but humanity was prepared. The humans launched a counterattack, unleashing waves of EMP blasts that disabled the alien drones and disrupted their communications. Their cloaked warships maneuvered through the chaos, launching precise strikes on the alien fleet. The skies lit up with explosions, and the space around Earth became a battlefield of fire and fury. In the midst of the space battle, the humans deployed orbital bombardments, turning the tide of the war. Massive payloads of explosives rained down on the alien fleet, shattering their ships and sending debris spiraling into space. The soundless void of space erupted with fire and destruction as the humans fought tooth and nail to protect their world. Ships collided mid-air, sending shockwaves through the battle. The camera pans across the chaotic sky, showing the intensity of the fight and the sheer power of humanity's resolve. But the final battle was not just in space. Jacob Cross and his squad, along with their newfound allies, were given one final mission: infiltrate the alien flagship and destroy the AI that had orchestrated the invasion. They knew that this would be their most dangerous mission yet, but there was no turning back. The fate of Earth rested on their shoulders. As they breached the alien flagship, they faced a terrifying sight. The AI-controlled alien leader was a towering mechanical monstrosity, a nightmarish fusion of technology and malevolent will. It stood in the heart of the flagship, surrounded by its elite guards. The air was thick with tension as Jacob and his team prepared for the final showdown. The battle that followed was a brutal close-quarters combat. The humans fought with everything they had, using all their skills, weapons, and ingenuity to defeat the alien forces. The mechanical leader, a twisted being of metal and machine, fought back with deadly force, but the humans were determined. With each strike, with each moment of desperation, they pressed forward. The stakes had never been higher. The AI had been the driving force behind the entire invasion, and now, as Jacob and his squad fought their way through the alien flagship, they knew that destroying it would mean the end of the alien empire. The tension was palpable as the final battle reached its peak. The fate of Earth hung by a thread as the humans struggled to destroy the AI once and for all. As lasers flashed and explosions rang out, Jacob and his team pushed forward, determined to finish what they had started. This was humanity's last stand, and they would fight to the end, no matter the cost. The final showdown had begun. The final battle had been brutal, but Jacob and his team had done it. With one last desperate charge, Jacob planted the explosive device deep within the core of the alien AI. As the device detonated, the colossal alien war machine shuddered and fell silent. The AI, the central brain behind the invasion, was destroyed, and with it, the alien forces lost their ability to communicate, strategize, and coordinate their attack. Chaos spread across the alien fleet as their ships faltered, their systems failing. The remaining aliens, disoriented and leaderless, were quickly overwhelmed by the coordinated efforts of Earth's forces. The humans, fighting with everything they had, launched a final offensive, pushing back the alien invaders. One by one, the enemy ships were disabled, their armies scattered. Within hours, the once invincible alien empire was in full retreat, unable to recover from the blow dealt by humanity. Earth had won, but the victory, though monumental, was bittersweet. The battle had taken a heavy toll on everyone, and the cost was felt deeply by Jacob and his squad. Bonner's sacrifice weighed heavily on Jacob's heart. His friend, who had given his life to destroy a key alien system, had been the spark that ignited the human resistance. As the alien forces retreated, Jacob looked around at his team, their faces marked by exhaustion and grief. The war was over, but the scars would remain forever. Earth began the long process of rebuilding, but the victory was never forgotten. Monuments were erected in honor of those who had fallen in the war, especially Bonner, whose name would be remembered for generations. The world united in a way it never had before, driven by a collective will to rebuild and move forward. Jacob, now celebrated as a hero, couldn't shake the feeling of loss. Though he had survived, the faces of those who didn't lingered in his mind. But even in the midst of grief, he understood something important. The galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again. The humans, once thought weak and unprepared, had proven themselves the true masters of war. The alien empire, once the pinnacle of power in the galaxy, now cowered in defeat, and the universe would soon learn that underestimating humanity came at a deadly price. As the sun rose over a battered but resilient Earth, the camera panned out to show the planet's horizon, broken but full of promise. Humans stood together, staring toward the stars, ready for the future that awaited them. They had faced the greatest threat imaginable and emerged victorious. The universe had learned a valuable lesson. No one underestimates humanity again. The closing shot showed Earth standing tall, a symbol of hope, strength, and resilience. Humanity had proven that when pushed to the edge, they would rise. And now, with the galaxy's eyes fixed on Earth, the true story of humanity had just begun.